When you're making YouTube videos, you generally want to edit them to have everything working and zooming in, zooming out, having like lower third and all sorts of crazy stuff everywhere. So you keep retention and people find this interesting. But this can be very time consuming, like to edit the stuff and all that. And especially if you are working, if you want to make games, if you want to make game engines and if you want to focus on code and stuff, you don't want to spend a lot of time making this. It takes a while, but it's also very bad to not do some quality videos. So I was thinking about ways to improve this and ended up making a bunch of tools to help me making this process faster. And I want to focus on two things in this video. The first one is actually a way to transcribe the video into a text. So I'll show you in a moment that I've been doing this. So this is literally the script of the video with the timestamps, and this is used to generate. If you open a video here in my channel, like this one, you will see that I do have chapters in this video that reflects what I'm doing. And this is very annoying to do because it takes a lot of time to re-watch your video and divide everything into chapters to do this. But for you that are watching the video, this is very useful. I really like this when people take the time to do this. So I wanted to do like an automated process to do this, and I made it, and I'll talk about that in a moment. But there's a second thing that is very important on YouTube. People don't want to wait time, like don't want to waste time, waiting for you to do stuff. For example, if I'm coding stuff, you may look like you may, if you watch this, you may see me doing this. So while this is good, this is exactly what you expect when you see someone coding stuff, it takes a lot of time for me to type this, and people don't want to wait for that on YouTube. And it's good to make a speed up video of this, or just cut this completely and just go back to the video when I actually finish typing everything. So this is very annoying to do. If I open here Adobe Premiere, which is the software I use to edit stuff, for example, this is a video that I will release in 2 days probably regarding collision detection for Genome engine. And I actually type stuff here live. And if you see the audio timestamp here, this is a huge video, but there's a lot of silent parts. So all these parts, you can see one part here, another, one. You can see this is actually because I'm typing stuff. I'm doing this live. I'm saying, hey, let's type this together so we can learn how it works. Lots of silent parts, and this is annoying to watch. This is annoying for you as the user to watch. So what ideally I want to do is to just grab this and start cutting all the silence part away, or just speeding this part up so it does not take a bazillion time. It takes way less time. So this is what I want to do ideally. But as you can see, there's a lot of silent parts, a lot. And this is one video. I'm making basically daily videos here on YouTube right now. So imagine the amount of time that I will waste if I decided to cut all those parts by myself. But this is a very automated stuff. This is like literally, hey, if I'm silent, and the definition of silence here is if the audio decibels, it's lower than a certain threshold, I'm probably not speaking. And if it's lower than this threshold for a certain amount of time, because when I speak, like the wave front, the audio waves, they tend to go to positive and negative, and then they touch zero sometimes and below this threshold. So I need to have a time frame. And if it's bigger than this time frame, such as this one and this one, this, and probably this, then it's a silent part and I can cut this away. So this is something that can be very easily automated. And then I made a tool to do this. And I'll show that the difference in a moment. But first things first, let me talk about the first part, which is the video transcription. And by the way, let me know in the comments, because if you guys want this, both scripts are very simple. I'll actually release this on my Patreon, so you can use this if you want. I'm using some libraries. The video transcribe does not work on Windows. So if you are on Windows, as I am, just consider using WSL, which is like Linux for Windows, basically, and it will work. This Whisper library does have some, I don't know, some rules that does not work in Windows, but I'm basically using Whisper to transcribe this to a text. So this is literally the video transcriptions. Go to the first one. This is the introduction. And the good thing about this is that it actually gets the time frame, which is very handy for generating the timestamps on YouTube. But as you can see, this is literally the entire video transcription. And I cannot feed this into YouTube because this is not how it works. This is not helpful at all. What I want is to use this to generate chapters to feed into YouTube. So you can open a video and see, hey, in 1 minute and 23, I'm creating the first window and handling the user input. So if I click here, I'm actually doing that in a video. So what I'm doing is, and this is a very manual labor at the moment, I'm actually transcribing this to a text, and then I get this text and I feed it into ChatGPT and say, hey bro, generate the timestamps for me. And it is doing a great job, honestly. So this is my timestamp generator with ChatGPT. And then I'm literally pasting the stuff and say, now create timestamps for this video. And this is a transcript. Here we go. And in the end, it creates this. It does a great job, honestly. This is a nice thing. Like this timestamp, I'm not creating anything new. And ChatGPT works very well for that. It tends to stop working and to generate very bad timestamps from time to time. Like, let me actually try to find a bad one here. Like this, out of the student, it goes to this weird stuff, and I need to, hey bro, you're doing wrong, and I correct him, and he does right. And now it's like too big. This is a very bad timestamp because it's too big, but I just ask it to summarize more and it works. So this is a great use case for ChatGPT, honestly. It definitely helps with this. It's a very manual labor, and the result, if I get to write my timestamp myself without ChatGPT, it will probably not going to be as much better than ChatGPT did. Except that it will take me like 20 minutes to do this every single video, and I don't have this time, so it's annoying. So yeah. Great job, in my opinion. I can automate this more. I can use the ChatGPT APIs to feed this directly, but I'm happy with this, honestly. I still have to manually upload the video to YouTube. And no, I am not planning to automate the YouTube uploads because I'm a bit scared that YouTube won't like this because it's a bot uploading videos. And so no, I prefer to do this myself to keep my channel healthy or stuff like that. So yeah, since I'm doing this myself, I might as well. And I do have to create every single thumbnail myself too. I just feed into ChatGPT, it's fine. So this is the first part. And the second part is the video transcribe, video silent parts removal. The code is actually very simple. I wrote it in like a day. Actually did this today. So there is like 70 lines of code, something, 78. And it does have some parameters here, and I made these parameters in a way that I understand personally. So I just made the minimal range, which is the threshold that you cut to consider a silence, a percentage of the actual maximum range of the audio, because this makes more sense to me. And I also made the minimum time in seconds and the silence speed, and I have this documented here, so you can just read if you want. But it is actually very simple. I take the video, I'm not gonna go line by line, but I basically take the video using MoviePy. I split the audio into a separate file, and then I use this library called, I believe it's PyDub, to get the audio segments. And the good thing about this library is that it gets the samples. I can get an array of samples, and every individual samples, this is literally like a raw wave file, basically, with this. I'm not sure if MoviePy does that. Maybe it does, and I'm just dumb, but I did a very fast research, and then I found that this library works, and I was like, okay, fine, I would do this. And then I do some weird math here just to translate the inputs here into something that I can actually feed into my output. I print this as a debug way to understand what's going on. And then this is where the magic happens. Like, I pretty much check every single value in the sample list to see if it's below the threshold. And if it's below the threshold, I just say, hey, this frame is below the threshold. And I keep counting how many consecutive frames I have below the threshold. And if I have enough frames, I basically append this into a silent part. Once it stopped being silent, of course. That's why I have an else here. Simple stuff. And then in the end, I just basically get all the video clips that are not the silent parts and append this into null parts. And I also get like the silent parts and speed it up or just cut completely if the silent speed is below 0. So yeah, and then I merge everything, save, and that's fine. And this is a good way to do this. How much do I save when it comes to video length by removing this? So this video 11 that you go out tomorrow probably, it does have 20 minutes in size, in length. And after this silent part removal, it goes to 14 minutes. So I basically saved you that will watch this almost 6 minutes of your life, and you're not losing anything, just me saying nothing. So this is a huge win for me, in my opinion. And I opened this in Adobe Premiere, which is the software I use to edit the video. And then I placed both the raw video and the edited one here side by side, so I can compare the wavefront format here, just to make sure it works. And it does very well, actually. So you can see all the silent part here is done in this video. Probably something that I will have to work is because I do have an intro and an outro. And it is probably, I'm pretty sure it is cutting this outro. But as you can see, I'm saving a lot of time by doing this, and it's all automated. So yeah, I wanted to show you this, and I will also go ahead and remove the silent parts of this video. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I see you in the next one. Bye!